All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever it is in the world that you are. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayers Live. Now, today's going to be a cooking stream. It's going to be another cooking with chat, but it's going to be in conjunction with IRL Girl Talk, along with IP2.info, and of course, my main brand, Alexandra Mayers Live, which is a part of something called the PNT Live Network, which is going to skyrocket going into 2022. But I'm not quite ready to get started yet. I'm getting everything together for today's live stream. I hope all of you out there are doing well. Happy holidays. Hope you're having a really great holiday season. But I had a few things on my mind. I'm in a really good mood due to some really good news that I do want to share with all of you, my personal close friends, family, followers, whoever, or maybe you're a casual observer, I don't know. But I want to share with all of you some good news, which has to do with my personal life. And I also want to share with some of you just some thoughts I have about a young man that helped me um, overcome a certain personal hurdle that I've been contending with. A young man known as GANVAL. Okay, and those of you who have followed me throughout my IRL journey, especially linked to a certain community known as IP2 in my observations and my research, and just my simply getting to know some of the people within that community. I think it's important that I share my thoughts when it comes specifically to Ganville and how he was extraordinarily helpful towards me along the way because he gets so much freaking criticism and it really bothers me. But, in tandem with the holiday spirit, I wanted to talk a little bit about him today. Um, and just share with some of you how he was very helpful to me from a bit of a therapeutic sort of standpoint. And keep in mind, I'm not saying so because I'm kissing anyone's butt or because I have any sort of feelings romantically toward this individual. Not at all. He's very young. He's not even 30 years old. But just from a standpoint of someone being a fellow human being who's an extraordinary person when it comes to their mind. And I've been very blessed and fortunate over the years to get to know quite a few people who have had incredibly extraordinary minds, but he's another one that I can add to my personal mental collection of amazing people. And I just want to talk about how he was amazing as far as how he positively impacted my life. Because again, there's so much negativity out there about him. And there shouldn't be. You know what? What's interesting is that he doesn't even fight it. He really does not seem to even fight it. But I do want to talk about some individuals who try to deter him and I, or he and I, connecting. And you got to be careful when you proclaim that you're somebody's friend, because if you're somebody's friend who is going to try to block them from something that could be a positive impact in their life, then you're not really their friend. So that's what I want to talk about today. So give me about, I don't know, 5, 10 minutes, maybe less, maybe more, because I want to rest a bit before I get started with cooking. Today, I am going to make some cream cheese, bread crumble topped chicken breast. Actually, I need to get my little breadcrumbs. I can do those. Okay, got the breadcrumbs. All right, but that's what we're gonna make today. And I just for me, cooking really is healing for my soul. I'm going to play some. I'll probably play some new retro wave music while I'm cooking. I don't know if it's gonna mess up my stream or stop my stream or what. It might, but I think that a lot of these songs I'm going to play, I think that the writers of the music do allow their music to be, in streamer streams because most of them are streamers themselves. So we'll see how it goes. We will see. So, anyways, welcome to the chat. I am going to go ahead and pin the StreamYard link to the top of the Alexandra Mayers live chat room for those of you who may want to come in here and say hi. And that's what we're going to do today. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy winter solstice. Whatever it is that you celebrate. But regardless of what you celebrate, my main thing is adhere to the golden rule, treat others how you want to be treated. So I'll be right back and we'll see how the stream goes. If the stream goes down, hang tight. I will reboot my iPad and I'll be right back, okay? All right, everyone, and I'm just about ready. I'm just gonna put these earphones just over here. I got the chat up and running. Have a hard cider because I'm an adult. I can have an adult beverage while I'm cooking, and I'm gonna put on some music. Hopefully, the music doesn't make the stream go down. I don't know, but it's a playlist that I have, and I think it'll be okay because I like to hear a little something while I'm creating. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel real good. So again, happy holidays, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful holiday. I'm actually going to show off a little Christmas card that's going to go along with a gift that I'm giving to somebody. It's a cute little cat because somebody, well, two people that I know who are very special to me, have the most amazing cat named Girl. She's 18 years old. It's funny. It's real funny. So, as we talk today, I'm going to make some cream cheese chicken. Never made it before. Let me go ahead and preheat the oven. Let's see. I'm amazed that I can even manage to turn the oven on when I think about it. What are we going to heat it to? 400? Yeah, 405 because we're in a humid climate. Okay, so we're preheating the oven. We're getting stuff going. If I look a little overweight to some of you, so be it. I'm probably going to get fatter going into 2022. I hope not. But yeah, let me turn this music down just a little bit. And as we do play some music and as I'm talking, I'll tell y'all about some of my favorite tracks along with everything else I want to talk about today. I love a new retro wave band called LeBrock. That little wannabe music video that I put together not too long ago was a cover of one of their songs, Interstellar. Such a good song. It really is such a good song. Now, for the first time, I'm actually simulcasting on 3 different YouTube channels at once. Hopefully it goes well. But I felt like, hey, let me maximize what I got. So I'm just going to go ahead and line this pan before I get started. I'm also going to coat it with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Because it never hurts. The more olive oil, the better. Olive oil actually helps to thwart heart attacks and a lot of other physical ailments that one could incur in life. You know, there's nothing you can do to be perfectly healthy. Nothing. But that leads me to my good news of the day. Okay, here's my good news. My good news is that those of you who follow me intensely, you know I've been very worried about my dad. He went in for, and I'm not going to go into detail about it, but he went in for surgery. And he's not totally in the clear yet or anything, but I learned early this morning that he came out of it fine. He let me know. I'm going to go see him tomorrow. And I'm so proud of him. I really am. You know, I'll tell you what's funny. When I rented a car not too long ago for my St. Louis trip, the gentleman who owned the car rental place, the franchise of it, and who rented me the car, I was like the last one to come in that day. And we were just talking, and it was a really nice kind of vibe talking to him because I could tell that he and I had a common ancestry. I could tell that he most likely, considering his dialect and his look, he had a face very similar to mine. I knew he must have been from the islands, must have been from most likely Trinidad. I was correct. And you know how when you rent a car that they ask for your ID and all that kind of stuff. And They asked for an emergency contact, and I didn't go to like the airport to rent the car. It was a neighborhood satellite rental place, and he was like, "Well, since you're from out of town, because I still have my Florida ID, even though I'm in Texas right now." He was like, "Do you have an emergency contact or a reference in the area?" And I was like, "Yeah, my dad." And we got to talking about that. And he's like, "Oh, you're Daddy's girl," and I'm like, "Yeah," because I am. I definitely am, and I didn't realize how much so until me spending time here over the past few months. It took us a while to reconnect properly, but I'm really glad that we did. It means everything to me in my life. It really does. Family is important, not just through the holiday season, but throughout your life. And there are going to be times to where you have fallings out. And when you do, don't fault yourself for that. That's life. That's life. But you got to work on it. You got to work on it. And there's still family relationships that I definitely have to work on. When it comes to all aspects of my family, siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, whatnot. But what I can say at this particular juncture in time is that when it comes to my parents, we're good, and I needed that. So that has been my Christmas present of the year. So yeah, we're gonna make this cream cheese chicken. So I have some chicken breasts. I actually bought a whole bag of frozen chicken breasts that I've had in my freezer back here, and I defrosted just two pieces. And it's funny because my dad and I were talking the other day, and he's like, "Isn't it hard cooking for one?" It's like, yes, it is hard cooking for one. I'm single and available, but I'm hard at it. So hard at it. To my own detriment. And I know he wasn't being hard on me in that regard because I am who I am. But I don't know if I'm ever going to do anything about that. I do come from a long line of women who have stayed single their entire lives, believe it or not. And I just might be that kind of person. But I'm also, I do get lonely at times, and I just have a very unique sort of being about myself to where it will be hard for me. It will definitely be hard for me to ever mesh with someone. It just will be. But anyway, so we just listened to a kick-ass score soundtrack. It's called Night Vision Strobe. But let's get into some FM 84 while we're talking today. And if you're watching on the Alexandra Mayers YouTube channel, I do have the StreamYard open. I am drinking today. If anyone wants to donate to me through Cash App, I might even do a whiskey shot. I'm in that kind of mood today. I don't have to, and I might do one without a donation. Who knows what I will do today? Who knows? So we're going to make this cream cheese mixture first before we prep the chicken. And we might have to saute some onions. Let me get the pan out for that. I love cooking on the stove. It's so much fun. It truly is. For me, I mean, I just love cooking. I love the whole ritual of it. I love chopping up food. I love working with heat. I wish I had like an old fashioned fire, like those real flames and stuff coming up. I like fire. I like flames, and I like knives. I love sharp knives. I don't know why, because I'm probably a weirdo in that capacity. But what can you do? We all have our quirks, don't we? Don't we all? But this is my holiday treat for many of you out there who quietly watch Maybe you don't have much to say. You should have something to say if you're watching me, really. But while I'm cooking up, or while I'm chopping up, at least, some onion, I guess some mushrooms, some jalapeno. We're going to talk a little bit about Mr. Ganville and how he helped me break through something that I definitely needed to break through when it comes to my own personal development. Now, though I might come across as being, poised, well put together and whatnot, a big part of me really isn't. A big part of me, I would say, is even just due to some personal trauma that I contended with around when I was 14, 15 years old. I'm a little emotionally stunted. I can acknowledge that about myself, especially when it comes to my perception of how people view me when it comes to my relationships with people who at least present themselves as my friend, when in actuality they might be a bit of a frenemy. Now, throughout my life, I've been very fortunate because my mother, who is a wonderful, beautiful person, we don't always get along, but she's amazing. She protected me tremendously from that for a very long time. I'd say all of my teen years and whatnot. Um, I'd say that I've never been officially diagnosed, nor would I ever want to be. But I would say, just considering what I know about autism, I think it's highly probable that to a degree I'm on the spectrum. And because of that, I do have a bit of a difficulty deciphering whether a person is being authentic with me or not when it comes to myself. Not so much when it comes to other people, but when it comes to myself. And that's something that my mother and my sister protected me from a lot in my youth. But we grow up, we go out into the world, we experience life, and that's when things changed. And I've always sought out friends who can assist me with that, but I haven't always been perfect when it comes to finding people who I can help in some capacity, but who can look out for me a little bit too. I contended with a bit of that within the adult entertainment industry, but believe it or not, and I probably shouldn't say this because I probably just shouldn't, but I will say it anyway. A lot of people within the adult entertainment industry are not too dissimilar from me when it comes to not being able to figure out how they're perceived properly, which is what gets us into trouble. But over the years, things have changed a bit to where there's some people who look out for others to where that doesn't happen so much. It still happens. I'm not going to say that world is not exploitive. I mean, that's the nature of it. But upon my investigating and researching and just getting to know certain people within the IRL community, I saw a similar theme to what I saw in the adult entertainment industry. Now, as many of you who have watched me for years, or who might just now be getting to know me, you know that I participated in some of these multi-people podcasts that they like to do, right? And there have been instances to where I thought people were being friendly toward me, but in actuality, they were making fun of me. And I didn't realize it. I'm glad I didn't. Because, I mean, what kind of feeling is that? To learn that people are making fun of you when you think the best of them? Or at least you think halfway decently about them. But that's where GANVAL comes into play. And that's why I think certain people within that community don't like him very much, but they should. And people outside of that community most definitely should like him. And as I talk about this, I'm going to let you all see what I'm doing with my cooking, because I feel like you're missing out. There we go. Can you see this way? Yeah, you can. I just finished cutting up some onion. I'm going to cut up a little bit more onion because you can never have enough onion. But yeah, when it comes to GANVAL, he tries his best, it seems, to look out for people who don't always know how to properly look out for themselves. And I think that's why people are a bit off put by him. And really, the people who are off put by him seem to be predators, solid predators. Now, what's interesting about my particular IRL streamer, and I won't say that I only learned about streaming from things linked to the IP2 community, because that's far from the case. Technically, I've been streaming since the conception of what was my adult entertainment industry persona, something that I created known as Monica Foster, probably around the year 2007. So when it comes to the ins and outs, the ins and outs of social media broadcasting, interacting with various people, I wouldn't necessarily deem what I was interacting with any particular community. But, I know what it is to interact with people online. So I already had a little bit of a foundation when it comes to that. But when I first learned about GANVAL, it was through someone else who, at this point in time, has made it glaringly known. I mean, he's proclaimed it from the rooftops that I'm quote unquote excommunicated from the IP2 community, which is just fine from my standpoint. Really, I would say that my presence there gave them more credibility than they ever deserved. But if somebody wants to excommunicate me, so be it. But be careful, because sometimes when you excommunicate somebody, you're also excommunicating yourself from quite a few things in the future that could potentially be to your benefit. But, things are as they are. Oftentimes people don't think properly, especially when they're narcissists and when they are contending with quite the delusional amount of vanity. But I'm not going to fault anybody. We all have our own life path that we live along the lines of. So anyways, initially when I came into that IP2 community, I heard the worst of the worst of the worst about this individual named GANVAL, but I kind of knew better because quite a few people unjustly say very negative things about me. So I know that when someone's talking negative about somebody, most likely that person has quite a bit to offer. So I was quiet about it, and I waited. Sure enough, as I got to know certain key figures within that community, GANVAL made his appearance. And I'll tell you, he always did so with a lot of class and grace, despite my own jumping to conclusions, rudeness even. And at key junctures throughout my getting to know these, well, I'm just going to be straight up about it, gang of white supremacists linked to the IP2 community, he watched, as did his friends who are a part of something called DX. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I a part of DX, nor do I desire to be so, and I'm sure there's a lot of people within that community of friends who don't want anything to do with me, which is perfectly fine. And just so y'all know, I'm cutting up some chives now. But what I've noticed about this particular community of people that he's amassed over the years, and keep in mind, this young man is very young. He started very young. That's what's That's what impresses me about him. But it's also a little bit tragic. It's not quite fair from my perspective that he's had to take on so much weight at such a young age. And I'm not saying he can't handle it, not in the least. But that's what I think people need to keep in mind before they criticize him. You know, look at the accomplishments before you criticize. And then, if possible, look at your own life before you criticize. But anyway, as I was saying, throughout key junctures in my particular IRL streamer associated IP2 journey, I've gotten to know GANVAL a bit. I especially got to know him through another man who I find to be very impressive. He was actually, I think, worried that I didn't want to be his friend anymore, and that's not the case. MC Frosty. The last podcast I was on, that's what I really want to get into today. I got very emotional. Let me take a break from the cooking now, because we're going to be on here a while. Oops. I wish I had a robotic tripod head at the beginning of some point going into 2022. But yeah, the last MC Frosty podcast I was on, I'll tell you, GANVAL would be a very talented psychologist or psychiatrist, probably world renowned. And I'm sure that's something that he's thought about, taking his life and towards trajectory wise. But he got to the root of something that I haven't wanted to face within myself for quite some time. And it made me cry. I had to log off. I screamed a little bit in my apartment. I'm sure my neighbors thought I was a maniac of some sort. And sometimes I can be. But basically, what my issue has been for several years now, and I know a lot of it has to do with social constraints and whatnot. And I will say that some of his longtime followers who have reached out to me through the chat and whatnot, they've been very gracious and very understanding, and have given me some good feedback on this too. But I embody a certain level of anger and negativity, bitterness, maybe even a certain level of hate due to possibly having missed my opportunity to become a parent, a mother. And people have pinpointed that about me. And they've used it to fight me, which has been a very low blow. But it's okay because at least I can identify it now. I'm coming to peace with it. But I've also realized that there have been certain connections that I've had with people to where they've utilized those feelings, those insecurities that I have within myself to try to use me as a shield almost, to where they engage in some really bad behavior that they know because of those insecurities maybe I haven't wanted to call them out on. And they feel like, well, hey, if Alex or Alexandra isn't faulting me on it, then I guess I'm not that bad of a person, right? Wrong. Very wrong. Very, very wrong. A young woman who I'm not going to name today, but she really needs to stop talking badly about me, considering how I did treat her with respect and kindness, and I was giving toward her too. Probably stupidly so. But she's not doing a good job as being a mom right now. And I made it clear on a previous podcast that I can't be your friend anymore because I will not condone anything that I think is detrimental to a child when it comes to a parent's behavior. And I'm not going to go super in deep about this today, but here's what I'm going to say. And I'm saying this from the standpoint of somebody who's worked in adult entertainment, somebody who has witnessed very abusive people, someone who just from her own upbringing knows right from wrong. If God has blessed you with being a parent, okay, and you have a child that's in your care, you need to give up all of your vanity, all of your everything to make sure that that child can survive in this damn world, because we live in a very, very harsh place, more so than I think a lot of us care to admit. So when I see somebody who is a mother trying to show her boobs to strange men that she's never met in person, who could possibly be psychopaths or something, when I see a woman who has a beautiful child, a beautiful baby, or even a minor who's about to hit their preteens, if I see that woman on the internet seeking attention in the worst of ways, I'm not happy about it. Not only am I angry about her behavior, but I am slightly jealous. And that's something that GANVAL helped me realize within myself. I do embody a certain level of jealousy and envy towards mothers because I'm not a mom. Of course, I could go to a sperm bank or something and buy sperm or something, but I'm old fashioned. I feel like if I can't find a guy who just is in love with me for whatever reason, who wants to have a kid willingly to where I'll have to trick him, or, something weird, then, maybe that's not the life that God laid out for me. I do believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in a higher power. I believe that, there's signs that are sent to us that we observe throughout our life. You just got to pay attention. And I've lived a tremendous life. I think that I've lived a life that a lot of women can only dream of having lived. It definitely hasn't been all bad. I've had a lot of good things. But when it comes to the well being of children, and if you're a parent, if you cannot understand that the moment, not only at birth, but conception, when you have that intent, if you realize that you have that intent, I think that, whenever a child is conceived, I think that subconsciously, we as human beings, I'd say 9 out of 10 times, have the intent of having the child. That's when it's time to say to yourself, all right, it's not all about me anymore. People criticize me, but guess what? It is all about me. If I wanted to run out there having irresponsible sex with, just some weird ass dude or something, I could do that. I choose not to. That's why it hurts me in a lot of ways when people consistently bring up my adult entertainment industry past. I'm not ashamed, but as I've said to other people on podcasts and on my own streams, what you see of me over a decade ago when I was in the adult entertainment industry, that was a very brief snapshot of my life at that particular time. Very brief. Very brief. To whoever I was able to sexually inspire at that point in time, hey, I'm glad I could. But that's not who I am today. Not in the least. But getting back to being a parent, when you're a parent, your whole life needs to be about your child. I don't like all these little attitudes that are being pushed into the media about moms getting to be like, hey, I'm a mom, but I'm still running wild and free. No, no, no. Again, maybe I'm old fashioned. I am actually. I have very classy parents, extremely so. But if I were a parent, I wouldn't be doing this live stream. I wouldn't be online at all. If I was a parent, that would be because I would be in a relationship with someone who I love, who I respect, and who I value to such an extent that I'm not putting their life or their offspring's life, which would be my child with whoever this is, in danger in any way, shape, or form. So all these parents who are like, I don't want to be criticized on the internet. Well, you know what, stupids? You don't want to be criticized? Unplug the internet. Get offline. I do want to make it known that I am putting together a website. And the website is called streamerparents.com. It's not built yet. Nothing is built about it yet. It's just the domain. But I procured that domain. But it will grow very quickly. Quicker than I think a lot of you could ever think. And it will specifically focus on parents linked to the streaming world who are engaging in questionable behavior on camera. And I will consistently speak about just, gosh, how can I put it? I'll be speaking about things that are of concern to Child Protective Services, both domestically within the United States of America, state by state, to Child Protective Services, perhaps overseas as well. Because even though I'm not a Democrat anymore, I currently am a Republican. Maybe that's why I like to wear red so much. But I do adhere to something that Hillary Clinton once said. It takes a village to raise a child. And considering the way that the internet is coming about, the way that it's developing, we're all in a virtual village. It's a global village. It's wonderful. And what's wonderful about it is that sometimes you have parents who just, they don't know what the hell it is they're doing. And because they don't know what they're doing, some of us who do know what should be, or at least have an idea as far as what should be, we need to step it up. And we need to step in when we see something that we feel could be abusive, exploitative, or neglectful. But that's why I wanted to talk about GANVAL in particular today, because a lot of these themes are themes that GANVAL has touched on, and in no way, shape, or form am I trying to diminish him or insult him or anything like that by saying that he's young. I won't say he was too young to deal with some of these themes, because he has a tremendous community around him that is very supportive and that is knowledgeable, and I'm sure he receives input from and whatnot. I just want him to get to be a young man a little bit more. I really do. So that's why I want to take up the slack a little bit when it comes to him. He could have put together a website along the lines, it's really going to be a database and a reporting system that people who are concerned about certain things that they may witness online can utilize. And he could have put this, I mean, in a way, DX itself, from what I can assess, is a rudimentary form of something that's a little bit more sophisticated that I'm going to build, that's already in the works. What I didn't like about this particular woman who I mentioned a little bit earlier, I didn't like how immediately upon her connecting with me, she was trying to bash him. That's when I knew that something was wrong with her. I saw her on a podcast the other night. As soon as I disconnected from her, I didn't even say anything negative to her purposely. Not really. She ran to some incredibly extreme white supremacists in regards to me. And as soon as she was talking about me, who did she mention? GANVAL. He had nothing to do with me disconnecting from her. She was like, oh, well, he talked to her. I have my own mind. But he did help me break through a certain barrier of being really real with myself when it comes to a certain concern that I have for children and just what I need to acknowledge about myself in order to feel better about who I am. Sometimes you got to acknowledge the jealousy that you embody because you can reroute it into something positive. Sometimes you got to acknowledge your pain. That's what that young man helped me do. I mean, he's basically he's basically the human manifestation of maybe a mushroom trip. Not recommending that to anybody. But the way, because not a lot of people can speak to me in a certain way that I will listen to. Not a lot of people. Because I have really lived my life. I'm exceedingly educated. I've had a lot of life experience. And there's very few people to where I look at them to where I can see a certain gift in them. I'm like, all right, this is someone I should listen to. But that's what I feel about GANVAL. GANVAL is smarter than I am. Absolutely. Life experience, has he experienced more? Probably not. But he will in time. But the fact that he kept up with me before I was even aware of him, that speaks volumes in my mind. So I like him. And I want other people to like him. Sometimes our acquaintanceships, our friendships with people aren't always sunshines and rainbows. Sometimes they're harsh truths. And he's just given me a lot of harsh truth about myself. And if you can give me a harsh truth about myself that makes me cry on camera, shit, you're golden in my book. So if you ever see this, Mr. GANVAL, happy holidays and thank you. I've told you thank you before for a couple of things. And I don't like everything that you do, young man. But quite a few things about you I do like. And I think, as I've said in the past, because I believe that you were raised very well by a very knowledgeable mother who definitely not only cared about you, but cared about a lot of women in the world. And that's why you have benefited a lot of women in the world. So that's what I wanted to say today. So I'll leave it at that. I'm going to take a break from the cooking. Well, no, not quite yet. I'll just pan this down so where you can see the jalapeno being cut up. There we go. Push this back a little bit. Cutting up vegetables makes me happy. In 2022, I'm going to cook a lot. I really enjoy it. So what we chopped up so far are some onions, some chives, and some jalapeno. I have 3 jalapeno peppers left, which at some point late night before Christmas, I might turn into some poppers again. We'll see. We will see. But I do encourage all of you this holiday season to get as many spices, onion, garlic, lemon even, into your system, being that we are contending nationally with quite the health crisis. Doesn't hurt. But be good to each other this holiday season. Make sure that you allow those in your life to receive the help that they need from people who can truly help them, not just yes people who say what they want to hear. It's better to hear what you need to hear opposed to what you want to hear. All right. I still have a little onion left. I keep trying to get rid of this onion. But I keep having leftover of this. It's like the never-ending onion, this particular onion. It was a large onion. It appears to be a white onion on the camera, but it was initially a yellow onion. So we'll throw that back in the refrigerator. At my dad's, as he's recovering, I'm supposed to cook a little bit. And I gotta figure out what to cook for his partner. And I already have a good idea because he's a vegetarian. And it's good to be a vegetarian if you are. I'm not knocking it. Vegetarians seem to be very healthy people for the most part. But I gotta figure out some sort of a holiday something. Oh, I have a tomato too. Tomato. I'll cook that when I come back. All right, I'm gonna take a little break because I'm not in a rush tonight or anything. And when I come back, we'll continue cooking this cream cheese chicken. It's going to be a bake. It's going to be something I bake in the oven. Should be delicious. It'll be slightly breaded. Why is this so? Hold on. There we go. Well, I guess we're just going to be catty corner. We'll be catty corner. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep cooking, keep doing our thing. As far as anyone who says I'm a demon, demons were once angels. Still are. Just took a different path. Keep that in mind. So I'll be back. Chat amongst yourselves. Hey, Booty, I'll be back. I'll be back in just a little bit. I'm trying to find where I put my headphones because I do want to go outside and have a smoke. Okay, folks, I am back, and I'm glad the stream hasn't gone down yet. I'm happy about that. If it does go down, hang tight. I will be right back. I'm just going to, I'm going to fix this two catty corners bothering me. There, is that better? There. I like being a little off center sometimes. My eyes are a little off center. I'm aware of that, but I like to be kind of straight laced. I'm a boring, old fashioned, old biddy, old biddy cooking. Okay, so here's what we have going so far. We have some chives, some onions, some jalapenos, chopped up, diced nicely. The OCD within me, that OCD likes to make things diced properly. Okay, we're gonna turn off. We're gonna put on some. We're gonna put on some FM 84. Let's find an FM 84 playlist because I love their album FM 84 Atlas. I so recommend it. Just barely. It's not really holiday, but the sound of it, it's kind of groovy. So welcome, Booty. Preston. You know what, Preston? I treated you with nothing but respect, dignity, grace, class. Picked you up, drove you home, not just once, but twice. And you're going to talk shit about me? Really? Really? You are who you are. You are who you are. And you showed me who you are. Don't lie about me. Okay? But you're not welcome in this chat. You're not welcome in my life. And just go away. Go away. We're going to go ahead and hide you on here. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-mm-mm. I'm glad that I did get to know some of the young men linked to that IRL or IP2 community, but some of them, trash. Pure trash. It's not the clothes that you wear that make you classy. It's not even who you hang out with, it's your attitude. And one thing I will say about Booty Cream Cheese's friend, Attila, I'm not going to say he's my friend because, as he said, I'm, what's the term? Excommunicated, which goes back to Martin Luther and the Pope at that time. Look up history, you'll know what I'm talking about. It wasn't really an insult. It was actually a compliment when you use that term with me, excommunicated, considering who Martin Luther was. And I'm not talking about Martin Luther King of the civil rights movement, but it's interesting that Martin Luther King was named after Martin Luther. But yeah, I'm not going to say anything negative about Preston on here today. All I got to say is that I know what he said about me. I do not like it. I do not like being lied about. I don't like having my accomplishments or any part of my being diminished. And I just don't want to ever hear about that individual again. Ever. And I actually got a precursor to that the day that I was hanging out with Attila and we were supposed to meet with that individual, and we did not, and I gave him another chance, and he blew it. But sometimes that's how things go, isn't it? But I would suggest to him to get himself together. I actually feel very bad for a lot of the young women who are linked to that IP2 IRL community. Because I see why there's rumors about them, because the rumors are not true. You just have a lot of douchebag, weird guys who are bashing them because they have nothing going on in their own lives. Booty, I'm putting out a video about that one dude who can't stop talking about me too since that St. Louis trip. And I never even met him. I canceled that trip prior. I didn't cancel the trip. I canceled my meeting with him prior to the scheduled meeting, specifically due to my becoming aware of certain lies that he was telling me. It's like, if you're going to lie and someone cancels, or if you're going to lie and a woman is willing to just kind of let it go, why are you going to keep talking about that woman? It's weird. Grow up. But then again, I'm almost 43. And some of these dudes look old as hell because they don't take care of themselves. And that's where a lot of men make a mistake about me. I look young for my age, which is great. I'm actually in the future probably going to have a similar surgery to what my dad just went through. So, but probably not until I'm in my 70s. But he looks great. The last time, even before his surgery, because he had to clean up his diet substantially, he looked fantastic. So I'm excited to see him tomorrow. That'll be a nice day. Booty, I'm glad that you've been with me through all this and you've seen certain things because you're a witness. Not like I need a witness or anything, but it's nice to have a personal witness to certain things because it's not cool. All right, so I cut up a bit of tomato, which will cut up a little bit more. Well, that's what it is, Booty. And I realize that. I'm humble, but I'm a big deal. I'm a Z-lister, but I'm on the list. I am a Z-lister when it comes to a certain level of world notoriety, if you want to call it that. I wouldn't say Z, maybe X, triple X, but I'm on the list. I am on the list. I'm there. And as much as I do distance myself from the adult entertainment world, there's people in that world who, they're my good friends. And here and there I get called upon to do certain things, and I'm happy about that. That's my extended family. Everyone likes to give people in the adult world a bad rap, but those of us who really were really truly in there in the upper echelons, and that's not everybody. That's where the IRL community makes their mistake. Girls like Trisha Licious or Bobby Dillon, they were never really in the real adult entertainment industry. I was in the real thing, and that's why I'm quiet about it. I know exactly what's what. That's why I run pornnewstoday.com. You don't see these other bitches running any websites that have been going on for, 10 years now? Decades? I actually work hard. I don't gotta fuck to get ahead. I use my brain. That's how the adult industry was good for me. It taught me that I'm a lot more than just a body. And I don't have the best body. I'm not that fat. Not yet. I lost a little weight, but I'm cooking, so I might expand in more ways than one. But yeah, yeah. You'll actually find that most adult entertainers who are retired, who have gone forward with their lives in a healthy way, we tend to enjoy cooking. It's about the aesthetics. Because once you're in that world, you find that because you're so overwhelmed and you become desensitized to so much because everything's coming at you at once, that as you heal, once you're out of that world properly, you have to reassess your taste for everything, your taste for cooking, your taste for people, your taste for art, your taste for music, your taste sexually too. The girl I was sexually when I was in the adult entertainment industry is not the girl I am today, or the woman rather that I am today. Not at all. Not at all. Okay, so I think we have all of our prep just about complete. Just about everything but the mushrooms, and that's the best part. I'm such a mushroom girl. I love mushrooms. You know what? I'm going to put all of my diced, beautiful things in this little plate down here carefully. Chives, jalapeno, tomato, all of it. Oh, and this looks pretty. Look how pretty this looks. Yeah. All right, so we did that. But now we're going to cut up some mushrooms too. And here's what I'm going to say about mushrooms. Not magic mushrooms, just regular mushrooms. Well, I guess all mushrooms could be a little bit magical. They all could be a little bit magical. I guess we're not going to use all of them because we're just cooking for one. This is for the single girls. IRL girl talk. The single girls. That's who we're, that's what we're doing tonight. But we're going to cook. We're going to cut up some mushrooms because mushrooms. There's something about portobello, baby portobello mushrooms, and white mushrooms that really add to a certain creaminess to any dish that you choose to create. Really does. Yes, Biddy. You know what? We're gonna call tonight's cream cheese chicken just because I know who's watching. We're gonna call it GB cream chicken. GANVAL booty creamy chicken. GB cream chicken. That's the official recipe of tonight's Alexandra Mayers Live Cooking with Chat. GB creamy chicken. GB creamy. GB creamy. We're gonna go. I'm gonna make a note about that. GB creamy chicken. Why not? Because you got to theme things. But I like that 999 Smiles person also. but I don't see them in the chat right now. So it's just going to be GB creamy chicken. It could be GB smiley creamy chicken. Could be. It could be. It could be. I could call a lot of things. Maybe I need to make a cookbook. I don't know. I'm just having fun. I'm having fun. So we're gonna cook up. We're gonna cut up these mushrooms now. Here's the mushrooms. You know who else I want to talk about tonight? I want to talk about that young IRL commentator known as Gia Lovely. She is lovely. She is. I don't like how people are picking on her. I don't like that at all. I have to make a video in regards to a recent video that she made because I think people are using her as a scapegoat when it comes to a few things because she has been concerned about child welfare. You know, my mother tells me be careful about who you stand up for and everything, and I agree. You do have to be careful about who you stand up for, and I'm a lot more careful about it today than I used to be. But when it comes to that young girl, I'm not looking to be her friend, just like I wasn't looking to be, what's that girl's name? Playmate Tessie's friend. But sometimes you got to have a bigger girl stand up. Because I did not like the way that Trisha Licious was talking to her on a recent podcast. I heard it. I think a lot of women heard it. I didn't like it at all. Not at all. Gotta be careful. Because when you talk to people in a certain way, you don't know who's listening. Really. But turnabout's fair play. I love this song. And turn it up. We're wild ones. Oh. I hear your voice in the calm of night. Ollie Wilde, listen to him. He's awesome. Show me you're a wild one tonight. Ollie Wilde's voice is like a lasso coming at you from a wormhole somewhere in the middle of the galaxy. See, I'm holding to the ashes of a life we left behind. He has such a beautiful voice. It's ridiculous. All right, so we got some mushrooms diced. I might have cut up too many. Hear your voice like a storm in the calm of night. See you hiding from the world. All right, what am I going to do now? All right, so I cut up the chives. I have some extra mushrooms here. Well, you know what? These extra mushrooms, they can be for another meal. And I'm going to do half a shot of whiskey. Yes, I am. It might get a little crazy. Not too crazy. Not too crazy. But I am going to do half a shot of whiskey. Remember, I do have the StreamYard link open. Well, this isn't 80s. This is a resurgence of the 80s. We're listening to some new age, some new retro wave New Age music. Ollie Wild is today. FM 84 today. The Midnight is today. LeBrock today. It's all today. It sounds like yesterday, but it's today. All right, so it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of pre-diced mushrooms. Those will be for another time. So what am I going to have? What do I want to have? A little bit of a Jack Daniels shot or a little bit of an Ellington shot? And thank you very much, Miss Booty, for the, I think it was you who sent it, the little donation. You didn't have to do that. Thank you, though. Thank you. Makes me feel good. I feel like one of the streamer peeps having my little donation. All right, so yeah, we're gonna do. I guess we'll do the. I don't know how do I feel. Where did I put it? Oh, the Jack Daniels is predictable for me. I don't know about that Ellington. We'll save that for a podcast. And hi, Michael. How are you doing? Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays and everything. We're just cooking. I did all my prep work. We're making some GB creamy chicken. GANVAL booty cream cheese creamy chicken. He'll probably be like, no, you're tarnishing my name making this creamy chicken. Yes, I am. Yeah! We're having fun. We're having fun tonight. Well, thank you for everything, Miss Booty. Thank you for being with me through the year. You're a good girl. You're a real good girl. All right, we're gonna have this is a little 50 milliliter thing. You know, we're gonna break this down into 3 shots, not 2, because we saw what happened the other night. 1 good. We're just gonna have 3 swigs. Maybe not even 3. Maybe not. Maybe not. But yeah, you can pick this up from your local favorite wine store. Yeah, well, these are baby shots. Baby shots. I'm 5 foot. I'm close to 5'7". I'm 5'6¾". I'm currently a fat ass, weighing in at about 145 pounds. Okay, that's me. So you know what we're working with. You know, I've got the booty. I'm a hefty girl. I ain't no little thing. But yeah, we're gonna do this in thirds. That's the best bet. So cheers. Cheers to anyone and everyone out there. If you want to make it a fire sale, feel free to send a little Christmas cheer to me through Cash App, Alexandra Mayers. You can feel free to do that. There's no set donation or anything, but if you want to send, you can. I would appreciate it. Actually, I got to plug in my other, I got to plug in my phone. There we go. If you want to send something, you can. I'm not going to be opposed. But you don't have to. We're just slowly cooking. I did, you know what? I didn't lose weight. I tightened up. And I still am not exercising the way I should. And this is a flattering camera angle. You know, shitting down on myself. Trying to fool y'all a little bit. And my scarf probably makes me look thinner in a way because, you know, it distracts the eye. But I'm a curvy girl. I wasn't always. I used to be straight up and down. Straight up and down pretty much. I always had boobs, always had some butt. But I was pretty much straight up and down until my early 30s. Then the weight came on. But now I'm voluptuous. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, Booty's got my back. Booty's got my back with the Cash App. If you want to send me a Cash App. If you have a certain dish maybe that you want me to cook that maybe costs more than I would normally spend on food, you can send me a cash app. If you just want to spoil me, hey, send me a cash app. Um, if you want to buy me a car, send me a cash app. If you want to buy me a house, send me a cash app. You know, you never know. Maybe there's like, maybe someone really rich is watching. No, I'm not going to be opposed. Cheers, everybody. Woo! We can do a little more. All right. So we're at here right now. And that was a bit much for me. I am not a big drinker. Not when it comes to the hard liquor, but we are upon the holidays. So it's okay. Chase it with a hard cider. All right, so what are we gonna do? Because we're making this creamy chicken. Already got the oven preheated, which is great. We can put these other things back in the refrigerator. We're in a good mood. We're listening to some new retro wave music slightly. You guys probably can't hear much of it, but I can. And we're going to rinse off my little cutting board. Alrighty. And now we are going to, are we ready to prep the chicken just yet? Yeah, we are. We are. And this is going to be so good. I do wish I had someone I had, like, I wish I had someone to share the meal with, but it's okay. I will on Christmas because I'm going to hang out with my dad and his partner on Christmas. And next Christmas, I'll probably be with my mom. Oops, didn't even drop it. My mom, my sister, and my nephew. So, you know, I'm pretty blessed to have people in my life. To those of you out there who may not have anyone in your life, never give up hope or anything. Please don't. You know what I was thinking about today? I had the wildest thought this morning. I had the wildest freaking thought. I mean, I never enjoyed cooking until this point in my life. Honestly, I've never liked being in the kitchen. Anyone who knows me knows that I did not in the past like to cook at all. I mean, that might have been what ruined my marriage. But well, he knew though when I married. I mean, I'm a very modern woman. I just am. But this man I married, I remember a few weeks in, he was trying. He was Romanian. That and booty cream cheese knows this about me. Okay. The man that I was married to, I've only been married once in my life. It was short lived, but he was Romanian from the Cluj area, which is close to Transylvania. He might have been a real vampire. I mean, maybe that's why I got along with Attila, because he couldn't turn me. I already have been turned. But a few weeks into the marriage, he realized I wasn't cooking because I never cooked. I always got takeout. I was just a, suburban city kind of girl, spoiled. I was working for computer tech support companies at that time. I talked about this the other night on a live stream, but I didn't make it public. Um, I've always been a very nerdy, techie girl, not domesticated in the least. All this is new. This is new, okay? I look good in the kitchen, but this is all new. So he was trying to get me to cook. And so he started by first he bought me like a really nice dinnerware set. And I was like, oh, this is nice. I guess he's going to cook. Then he gets me this like cutlery set, which I would appreciate today. You know what? If somebody wanted me to buy, if somebody wanted to get me a nice Christmas gift, seriously, you know what I would like? I would like a nice set of knives, real, and a knife sharpener too. That would be my ideal Christmas present. Maybe not this year because I'm just now getting into cooking. I would want mixing bowls, um, customized food prep devices, and a knife set. That would turn me on. That would make me happy. And I've always loved steel and fire. Steel and fire. You can tell that the whiskey's hitting me now because I'm getting crazy. But that's my thing. And I'm not a fire sign. I'm a Capricorn. I'm an earth sign. But I've just always been attracted to flames and sharp steel. I would make a very, like, if we were in old fashioned historical days, I would be an excellent warrior. Excellent. That's who I would be. I would be Alexandra, warrior queen, because I like that kind of thing. Really, I mean, at one point in time, I did take sword fighting classes, believe it or not. I did. I had to for an adult movie. I did, believe it or not. That's what was funny. But I don't even have any rising signs that have to do with fire, that element. I'm completely earth, but I do love fire, and I like metal. If I were to ever create a jewelry line, which is something my father suggested that I do, he was like, you have such a nice sense of style. Why don't you make some jewelry? And I'm like, yeah, maybe I should. But I like metal work, but that's kind of earthy, I guess. Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, let me pan this down so y'all can see me prep the chicken. Oh no. Let me turn the light down a little bit. There we go. What if I do that? Oh, I know what to do. There. Little 80s vibe. Got the purple light over here. We'll turn that this way. I'm good at lighting. Your dad's a Capricorn, Booty? Well, see, that's why we vibe. You know about the Capricorns. We're crazy. We are crazy because we're so freaking old. All right, so all the excess fat and stuff. I know some people like the fat. I like a little bit of fat on steaks and stuff. I do like a little fat, but we're going to try, just because it's only going to be me eating this, just me, we're going to cut some calories just a bit by getting rid of some fat. Just a bit. Can't believe that one weirdo had the nerve to try to come in this chat. They're real. So anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, Gia Lovely. Gia Lovely. So I think that we need to support Gia Lovely a little bit more. I'm not her friend. I'm keeping my distance from her because I know that she has stuff going on and her own issues. Same with what's her name, Controller or Controlla. So I'm not endorsing them, but I just get it when it comes to a little something that's happened. Just a little something. All right, so we got this chicken. What's all this other stuff? I'm gonna rinse this off again. I'm very OCD and very um, meticulous when it comes to cleanliness, and I see everything. Like I don't have the best vision when it comes to distance, but up close, I have like almost like freaking microscopic vision. It's weird, but I don't like. Um, I just don't want anything that could possibly get me sick or anyone else sick. Rather, I like to be very clean about everything I do. Okay, so this is going to be cream cheese chicken. Okay, so the way that we're going to do is we are going to be baking it in the oven. And we already have our mixture to compile with some cream cheese, but we're going to prep the chicken first before we put the cream cheese mixture on. And what we're actually going to do is create a bit of a cavern within the chicken. Actually, let's get this nice, real sterilized before we get started. All right, we're gonna create a bit of a like some cavernous trenches within the chicken, and that way the cream cheese mixture really permeates the entire chicken and gives us the flavor that we want. I saw this awesome recipe a little bit earlier today, actually, that I want to try. Actually, you know what? What? Oh, I just thought about what we can do. Ooh, I know what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna create a cavern within the chicken, and the leftover chicken we're going to chop up, and we're gonna use in another mixture for the jalapeno poppers. I just thought about how we're gonna do it. It's gonna be great. It must be that Jack Daniel's whiskey. It's inspiring me. Because these are kind of like already kind of like splayed chicken breast. They're not like, you know, because I bought them frozen. I didn't buy fresh. I bought frozen. But there's no real difference, really. I mean, if you want like a super duper delectable meal, yeah, you want the fresh. But it's just me, single cat lady with no cats just yet. So, you know. But yeah, so we're creating a cavern within the chicken, as you can see. We're being a little artsy about it. Careful, very careful. Uh-oh, I cut too far. That's okay. That's okay though. You can always improvise. Maybe I didn't cut too far. Did I? No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So we're just creating like a crevice, like a gap within the chicken so that the cream cheese really gets in there. And we're going to save these extra pieces and we're going to cut them up and we're going to use it in a mixture for the jalapeno poppers. That's what we're doing. It's going to be awesome. Welcome to Alexandra Mayers Live Cooking with Chat. It's also IRL Girl Talk. It's everything. It's everything at once. Because that's me. I like to multitask. I'm everything at once. I'm a little bit too much for people, really. For a lot of people. That's okay. Not for everybody. So yeah, here we go. And the StreamYard link is up if anyone wanted to come in and podcast or, whatever. I don't see anyone wanting to do so. No, not girls only, but we're girl friendly. I mean, if you're going to come in here and be a weirdo, I don't want you here. Clearly. All right, so these extra pieces of chicken, what we're going to do is we're going to dice them up. Oh, and the extra mushrooms I have. And, well, we'll see what happens with the cream cheese mixture. But I might have extra onions, and I think I will. What I'll do is I'll use some of this cream cheese mixture in the pan to stuff those other jalapeno poppers with. And then I'm going to have a meal for at least like the next 2.5 days. If I wasn't single, it would feed probably 2 people for 1.5 days. But I'm single. I thought that guy at MC Frosty's podcast was really nice, Ronan. He was like, "Why are you single? You shouldn't be single." Well, yeah, technically I shouldn't, but I'm picky. I'm not gonna be with anybody, not at this stage. I could be single forever. Might be all right. Not considering the crap I've had to contend with. Okay. So here we go. We have some diced chicken for the mushroom mix. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Let me just put that to the side. But we're gonna fill these chicken breasts because I knew that I was gonna have leftover cream cheese mix with all these delectable, tasty, wonderful other things I have going on over here. So I'll just put this here for now. Okay. All right, we'll put this here for now because we're going to put that in the oven. So we'll start that now. Okay, so now I have to wash my hands a little bit. And remember, when you're cooking, if you're handling poultry, meat, fish, anything along those lines, between the various processes of cooking, you do want to make sure that you wash your hands so that you don't incur or spread salmonella or anything along those lines. Okay? Just letting you know. Okay, so we're going to get another dish. Actually, I need a bowl. Okay, we have a bowl. And in the bowl, well, you guys can't even see what's the color. Let me get a different color bowl. Maybe a dark bowl. Because keep in mind, I'm perfecting things for my future cooking empire. Okay, so I already have some leftover cream cheese. Where did I put it? Where did you go, cream cheese? I don't have that. But I did have some leftover cream cheese, so we're going to use that in conjunction with the new cream cheese. I did not cut up any garlic today. What happened to the damn cream cheese? Did I throw it away? But I might have thrown it away. I bet I did. No. What's that? That's the mushroom. We'll keep this out. That's the onion. See, that's why I don't like to have whiskey and stuff when I'm cooking. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. All right. Well, I don't know where it went. I might have used it. So we're going to open this thing of cream cheese. Yeah, well, I thought I had another thing of it, but I think I accidentally threw it away. I might have. I don't know. I don't know, Biddy. I had the whiskey. All right, here we go. So we're going to open this cream cheese. And we're going to mix it with, here, you can't really see because of the logo. We're going to mix it with this diced mixture that I made before. But this diced mixture, we're also going to use for some jalapeno poppers, okay? That's what we're doing. That's our objective. What do I have in here? I had extra mushrooms in here. Extra. I don't need to use this. See, folks, this is why you don't see me do fire sales. Not all. Ew, I look so fat. Oh, I look horrible. I'm normally not this fat. I'm just not holding my stomach in. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to use at least half of this. Half. Because we only have two chicken things. 2 chicken breasts. Single women, if you ever feel fat, all you got to do is say, I normally am not this fat. Because you're not. Not in your mind. Not in your mind, you're not. I hate how society makes us think that we all have to be like freaking skinny all the time. I mean, really. Who can be skinny all the time? Nobody. It's impossible. I don't see that many skinny guys trying to make all women skinny. Okay. So we're cooking. We're doing it. Hey, Sharon. How are you doing? Well, I already have one career, believe it or not. I have a career. I'm not working as much today as I should be, to be honest with you, but I felt like streaming because I was feeling really good that my dad made it, through his surgery okay and everything. That's what kept me up the other night when I was cooking, because I was really, really, really worried about that. But he made it through it. He's out of the hospital. I'm happy about that. Everything seems to be okay as long as he recovers. And then there's another surgery coming up, but I think it'll be okay. So that's really been like my personal drama. It's not anything to do with me, I guess, my health, but you know how it goes when it comes to family and stuff. So, Mike, I don't want you in here, and I'm going to tell you why. Actually, you know what? Let me put this in the refrigerator because I want you to see my face, Mike. When I say to you what I say to you, I want you to see my damn face. I couldn't believe that shit. Mike, you've seen what kind of a person I am. You've seen, okay? And you like to play two sides of the fence. And I saw you the other night say some really off-color things in conjunction with that girl Amber in regards to some things that I've had to make some choices in regards to my own personal sanity and well-being when it comes to me moving forward in life and not condoning the abuse of children and things like that. I heard what you had to say about me. I never said anything about you that was mean. And I do hear you consistently utilize the N-word. So guess what, Mike? Doyle or whoever that is that you want to be, you don't get to be in my chat. You don't get to be in my realm of existence. Go forth and talk trash about me. But just so you know, Mike, people see when you do shit like that. It is not okay here. So have a nice day. Go away. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. And my phone's ringing. So I have to use my phone. Give me a second. The one I want to talk to. Yeah. People think that you don't see stuff. I see it. So that's all I have to say. Not cool. Not cool. All right, so we're going to mix in this mushroom, tomato, chive, jalapeno, onion mixture. This is going to be called the Down with Racism mixture. Sick of this shit. I mean, if you want to be a white supremacist, I'm not going to be opposed to you. I'm not going to say you can't be a white supremacist if that's what you want to be, but just don't bother me. Don't try to be in my world infiltrating. No. It's not okay. All right, so now we're just going to mix this cream cheese mixture the best we can. Oh, that guy just made me upset. I would have that. I'm going to have another hard cider and a cigarette outside in a moment because I'm upset now. And I'll admit it. I'm upset. I'm upset. I mean, people in that IP2 world have made it known I have been excommunicated from their community, correct? So why are you going to come in my chat room? And I'm not talking to you, Bitty Cream Cheese. This does not apply to you. But you know what I mean. Don't come in here trying to act like you're normal when you're not. Kiss my ass. Dumbass. Oh, this mixed really well. You know what? I got to put a little olive oil. Where do I have the olive? It's right here. No, I'm all right. I'm all right. I just want him to know that I'm observant. Not just for myself, but for other people. So he doesn't get to be in this chat. He can go to Good Times for Life chat. That's where he belongs. Not here. And I'll tell you this. If you're somebody from another country spreading racist rhetoric, don't you dare try to come to the United States, especially to try to threaten somebody with physical harm. As soon as you get off the goddamn airplane, someone's going to be waiting for you. You'll be lucky if it's law enforcement. Just saying. That's right. Oh, this is going to be such good food. All right, I'm going to take a little break. Taking a little break from Alexandra Mayers Live. Cooking today. And when we come back, I will be loading the chicken breast with this cream cheese mixture, but then we're going to go ahead and hollow out those extra jalapenos that I have to turn into an additional late night snack for myself at some point because I'm sure I'm going to get hungry because I'm a fat ass. And that's what we're doing. Merry Christmas. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. I love you all. Unless you're a racist or a bigot or a misogynist. If that's the case, go to hell. Hold on. I need another hard cider. And remember, people, this holiday, do not drink and drive. I'm not going anywhere. I'm single. I'm at home. I'm not doing anything. But be careful with your alcohol intake. All right, folks, we are back. Let me put this in the garbage right here. We are back. Let me still catty corn. Okay, here we go. So now what we are going to do, we are going to load up this cream cheese, chive, tomato, jalapeno, mushroom, and onion mixture. That's what we have going on here. But we're going to load that into these chicken breasts. So we're just going to like super duper prep the chicken breast first. Okay. So let me go ahead and pan this down a little bit so y'all can see what I'm up to. All right, here we go. First, we're going to be traditional about it, okay? First, we're going to put a little bit of salt on the chicken breast, not much. It really makes a difference. Like every single little thing you do when it comes to cooking, it really makes it a big difference. It's amazing. That's why when you go to like high-end, fancy schmancy restaurants, like I know a lot of you guys, like when you take girls out and you're like, why is it so expensive to go to this restaurant? Well, because you're dealing with someone who is a high quality trained chef who actually knows what they're doing, and they're probably helping you get laid when I think about it, by putting some really healthy, nourishing things into whoever your date may be. That's why. Okay. So we did that. We're turning these little chicken breasts around a lot, so I hope the salt stayed on there, but as long as you get on the top, that's what matters. And let me zoom. Well, I can't zoom in on this. That's okay. You guys can see it. When I do the video edit and the replay, you'll see what I'm doing a lot better. Okay, so we got some salt on there. We're also going to put a little bit of, even though we have fresh onion and we don't have fresh garlic, but we're going to put a little bit of onion powder. Just a bit. Just to, make it right. We're going to put a little bit of garlic powder. Garlic powder is my absolute favorite additive, spice, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to prepping chicken, sausage, beef, even. On occasion, maybe certain seafood things that you may enjoy. And this is going to be unconventional, but we're going to try it just because I think it's going to make a big difference. We're going to put a little bit of flour. Nothing fancy, just your run-of-the-mill, Good and Gather from Target, white bleached flour. Just a light coating on the chicken breast. And we're going to pat it in. Why? Well, the reason why is because I found that when I cook chicken in the pan, even if I add some heavy cream or something, for some reason, adding a little bit of flour tends to just, it makes you feel like you're having something direct from a 5-star restaurant. It browns it in a way because it's flour. So just a bit, not much, just a little bit. I don't feel that way, Mrs. 4K Upscaler. And you're talking to somebody who's worked in the adult entertainment industry, but I've never been a prostitute. What I will say is that everyone needs to know their worth in life. And really, if you come to a realization of what your worth is, like how someone should really legitimately treat you, you will end up with people to where people surrounding you to where you don't have the mindset that you're illustrating in the chat right now, to where like people should pay to spend their time with you. Yeah, everyone needs to know their worth, but at the same time, you don't want to cheapen yourself by saying, "Oh, the only way you can hang out with me is if you pay X amount of dollars." Because the moment that you fall into that prostitute like mentality, you're not going to get anywhere in life. Because then it won't be others who devalue you; you will devalue yourself. But that's only my opinion. Okay. All right. So we got a little flour coating on here, and now we are going to add this beautiful, beautiful cream cheese mixture upon the chicken breast. Okay. And oh, it's so beautiful. I'm going to take a picture of it for my Instagram even before it's cooked. You really get it in there. This one's way bigger than the other one. I'm being a little sloppy with this. If you're a perfectionist, you'll do this far better than I'm doing it. But I just know this is going to be so tasty. Oh, it's going to be tasty. It's going to be so delicious. I'm even going to put a pat of butter on top of each chicken breast just to be extravagant. See, this is why I think I could open a restaurant and everyone would come, but by the time I do, I'll end up being like freaking 300 pounds, which is horrible. But I don't care. I'll be a millionaire, so I'll get lipo. No, that's not true, Meaty. No, I mean, everything you said in my chat today, Meaty, I know you mean well, but you've been so off base, it's like retarded. It's whoever can pay, pays. And really, paying shouldn't be an issue. If two people want to spend time with one another, whoever can pay will pay for whatever outing it is that you're embarking upon. The important thing is not to deceive another person prior to the date. That's happened to me extensively. And I'm not cool with it. Nobody should be looking for like a sugar daddy or sugar mommy or whatever it is. If you're going out with somebody, it's because you genuinely, authentically like them. If you don't, you have no business on the date to begin with. Why are you even bothering? Seriously. Okay. So we've got this loaded up chicken breast. It's gonna be so good. And as you cook, make sure you prep your cleaning also. So that'll be going in the dishwasher. Yeah. Let me show you guys up close where we're at. Just so you can see. There we go. Okay, these are the spliced chicken breasts with that cream cheese mixture. They're going to go in the oven at 405 degrees. Now, most recipes for this kind of thing are about 400 degrees, maybe even 380 to 375, but I live in a very high humidity environment and it is cold out. So we're, you know, improvising for that. You know what? Maybe you don't need to be in here. You're banned. If you're a weirdo, you're banned. That's where we're at. Okay, so we already have our pan. Our pan is laced with some olive oil already. So we're just going to go ahead and gently put these on the pan with the spatula, if possible. Yes. The other one we're just going to slide onto the pan. There we go. Very nicely. And we're going to pop these in for probably about 45 minutes. Maybe less, maybe longer. Not sure yet. But in the meantime, we have some extra jalapenos. And being that we do have those extra jalapenos, we're going to do something with them before they go bad. Let's see, where did they go? That's right. Because we have this extra mixture, we have the extra chicken that I told you about before. Extra diced chicken. So we're going to splice these jalapenos and put them in the oven. And it's going to be awesome. You know, tell me to take care. Take care of yourself. Oh my God, I just remembered. I said I was going to be extravagant with the extra pats of butter, didn't I? On those chicken breasts. Not too late. Three extra pats of butter. Yeah. I gotta take a picture. Here's my phone. It's so beautiful. It's never too late for butter. You are correct. Mm. You know what? Let's be crazy. Let's be real crazy tonight. Put a little garlic on top. A little garlic salt. Just to rub it in. And be like, you know what, chicken breasts? We're not just going to eat you. We're going to murder you. We're going to murder it. Or murder that chicken breast. Yes. Because if you're going to kill something, you really kill it. We didn't use these eggs again tonight. How many do I have left? It's the old pack of eggs. It's not that old then. Okay. I'm going to have to eat them tomorrow. I have to. Because we're not going to use them tonight. Let me show you the picture of the chicken breast. You're beautiful. You know what I'm going to make tomorrow? Bread pudding. Blueberry. Yeah. With fresh blueberries. Because I have them. All right. So now let's go ahead and prep these jalapenos. Might as well. Girl, I am just in this cooking frenzy. I've never in my life been in a cooking frenzy like this. I don't even know what's going on. What's that? Butter. It's weird. I don't mind though. I'm not like opposed to being in a cooking frenzy. Oh, here's that. I found the cream. No, that's not the cream cheese I was looking for. Where did it go? I think I accidentally threw it away. I had like a whole nother thing of, not whole, but like part, and I think I accidentally threw it away. It's weird. Okay, anyway. You know what? So what are we going to do before as we go forward? Should I do another third of that whiskey? What do y'all think? I think I should. But my judgment might not be the best judgment. Maybe. Well, I'm at home. So I think it's okay, Booty. I know you're concerned about me because I know how you think. And I haven't eaten anything because I'm waiting for the food to cook. Actually, what time is it right now? 7:27. Remember that we put this chicken breast in at 7:27. Should be done before 8, prior to 8 p.m. my time. So in about half an hour. Before I take another whiskey shot, I will cut up these jalapenos. Yeah, it's the holidays, but still, Booty, I don't want to get in the habit of becoming like the drunken amateur cook. So, I'll be careful. I will be careful. So I won't take it yet. Okay, so we're going to cook up. We're going to cut up these other jalapenos. And you should cook these jalapenos on a lower heat setting than what we're gonna do, but considering that they're going to be stuffed, we can do them on a higher setting. Okay? We're gonna cut off the stems. In the past, I've left the stems on, but I don't see any benefit to doing so at all. Okay. So. And you do want to make sure you cut them exactly in half. Otherwise, when you stuff them, it tends to be too shallow if you accidentally make it like, 1/3 versus 2/3. But that can be hard. It takes practice. So you're just going to hollow out the inside. Yeah, these are large. They're fairly large jalapenos. I like them big. Oh gosh. I gotta stop. You want to make sure you get all the seeds and whatnot out. Well, I'm not a chef. I think you have to have a degree before you can legitimately call yourself a chef. But I'm an amateur experimental cook right now because I'm just enjoying it at this stage in my life. It's a form of art. Keeps you busy. Keeps your mind off things that you don't need to overly consume your mind with. Life tends to inundate us with a lot of really trivial things that most of us really don't need to think about. Oh, jalapenos smell so good. I mean, if you want to clear your sinuses, cooking with jalapenos is a great way to go about doing so. All right. So we have all these jalapenos. Oh, one more. And I said so on a previous stream, but this is the perfect tool for hollowing out jalapenos, peppers, really anything that you may want to hollow out as someone who's cooking. Saves you a lot of time, potential cuts on your hands. These seeds are everywhere. Okay. I can already smell what we already popped in the oven cooking, and it smells delicious. Oh, it smells so good. And I just pushed some more seeds on the counter. Because I got sloppy. All right, put this in the garbage. There we go. All right, so I guess what we'll do next, since I have the pan over here ready, we're going to make a mixture to stuff these jalapenos with, and then we will put the jalapenos on. I don't know if we're gonna. Well, you know, I have another baking sheet, so let's get that other baking sheet prepped. Because we'll do those separately. I don't have a cooking brush to properly brush the olive oil on here, but good enough. Okay. So we're going to do this. We'll arrange them nicely. There we go. Set this aside. Now let's do some with this mixture. I did have those mushrooms. I'm going to use them after all. You know what? Because I got to do something with... I'm afraid these eggs are going to just go bad if I have them in here like one more day. So we're going to make a mushroom, cream, egg mixture to stuff those jalapenos with, and it's going to be freaking amazing. Someone just posted something that was hidden, fortunately, by the system. They're asking why I look black. Because I'm super black. And this is, I guess in a way, modern African American cooking. I'm African American. All right, so we got all that. There's some butter in there too. We're just gonna like be messy with it. Man, I really wish the white supremacist element would leave me the hell alone. I mean, I'm not gonna leave you alone until you leave me alone. We're gonna see who outlives who. But just remember, I don't have kids, and some of you do. So you might want to think about that shit before you continue to fuck with me. All right. Also, we're gonna put some breadcrumbs on top of this. Oh my God, this chicken looks awesome. Turn this. I'm coating it with these breadcrumbs. Yes. But in all seriousness, if you're a white supremacist and you're trying to fuck with me, CPS is one hell of a drug. I'll leave this out. When it comes to the art of war, I mean, the true art of war, you know what they used to do in the old days? We're going to talk about that a little bit. So I want you to know so that no one can say that nobody warned you. In the old days, when nations went to war, when you hear that thing about them taking the women and the children, they took the women, they didn't take the kids, unless the kids could be converted. Really think about what I'm saying when I say that. Do not fuck with me. And if you're dumb enough to do so, do not cry later. Because I'm a very nice person. But so many of you have crossed the line when it comes to me. I used to think to myself, if I was a god, I think I'd be in jail. Now, if I was a god, I'd be president of the United States of America. So don't fuck with me. Okay? I'll kill your ass. All right, next we are going to go ahead and mix this all up. Do I want to do it in a bowl? I think I do. No, I need another fork. Or maybe a whisk. First, we're going to put some olive oil. We're going to put it all in at once because I already have the egg, I have the butter. Just need a little oil. Never be afraid of olive oil. It's good for you. I think I overuse the olive oil, but say la vie. Let's go ahead and turn on this pan. Get that like that. Put a little cream in there. I don't measure things out. I just kind of go with my intuition. That's how I feel about life. Intuitively, you pretty much know what you should do versus what you should not do. And if you don't know, find others who do know to guide you properly. Because sometimes in life we don't know what we're doing. For example, I'm using this whisk. I don't know exactly how to use a whisk, but as I go, I'm feeling it out, and I'm not afraid to use it. That's how I feel about a lot of things. I'm not afraid to use a lot of things. I might not be familiar, at least not right away, but I adapt very quickly, extremely quickly. And such is life. So we're basically going to make a sort of like a paste to enfold the chicken within, to put into the jalapeno poppers, the jalapeno shells, which will become poppers. We are going to cover them with bread. It's going to be delicious. Let's go ahead and put some extra garlic powder into this mixture, because you can never add enough. It's so good. It's ridiculous. Smell it. Smells good. You'll see. I'll tell you, a whisk for me, I think, is a tool of choice. I like it. Okay. I already have some onions and everything in there too. And thank you for saying that, Miss Cream Cheese. That's what I'm going to start calling you, Miss Cream Cheese. If you come in here with trouble, you don't need to be in here. I'm not for everybody. Not at all. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this in the oven. Let me, not oven, but on top of the stove. So I'm just going to shift that a little bit so you guys can see as I do it. All right, here we go. Spin, right? Boom, here we go. Had a little tomato in there too, for those of you who are not paying attention. Go ahead and put that in there right now. Are all these dirty or clean? Oh, that one's clean. Dirty, clean, clean. Put all the dirty dishes in here. I like to at least try to clean up as I go. because we put the egg in here, it's cooking up way faster than I thought it would, but it's holding together very well also, which is interesting. Kind of like an experimental sort of thing. Glad I put that butter in there. Do I want to cook? You know what? We'll do the cream cheese part separate. Separate. I think it's cooked enough. Oh. Let me show y'all what this looks like. All right, so because we put the egg in there, it's really held together quite well. So we're gonna fold the cream cheese into it, and that's how we're gonna stuff those jalapeno poppers. We're probably gonna have some left over, which is okay. I'll just eat it. Hot. Okay. Oh, I didn't cook the chicken. Totally forgot. Okay. You know what? You can cook it separate. Totally forgot about the chicken. I wish you could smell it too. It smells really good. I haven't outdone myself. I'm just improvising, having fun, talking to y'all, doing my thing, relaxing tonight. Dad's in the clear medically, feeling good about it. It's like a celebration. Celebration station! At home, by myself, whatever. Just like that. Cooking with chat. Love y'all. If you love me, if you don't love me, then God help you. Go ahead and put this extra cream cheese in here now. We're not going to have to use all of it. I can just tell. Alright, just so y'all know what I'm doing. This is just some chicken I diced up before that was left over from those blacks. We're just going to let it cook. We're not adding anything extra to it because there's so much extra going on when it comes to everything else I'm doing over here. Because honestly, I want to eat all this before it's even done. Alright, now we're done with the pan. Okay. So we have this mixture that we made before. Oops. Hopefully it was still recording because I gotta plug this back in. Just give me one moment. There we go. We're good. All right, this mixture I made before with the mushrooms, chives, jalapenos, tomatoes, onions, some egg, which is unusual for me to mix it with the egg, but it's made a huge difference. I mean, the egg, putting it in here with the chicken, honestly, is making for a really good stuffing. So I would recommend that if you're making stuffed jalapenos, you throw an egg or two into your mixture. Also, did I mention I put chives in there? Yeah, I did. Okay, so this is what it looks like, just so you can see it properly. It's kind of like a scrambled egg or an omelet that's scrambled. There you go. Now you can see it better. There you go. So now what we are going to do is put the spatula into the dishwasher. And this knife. We're about done with that. Anything else? Dry off this little workspace we've got going on here. And you know what? I deserve a treat. And my treat is going to be that second swig of the Jack Daniels whiskey. Because I didn't do it yet. Here we go. It's my own personal fire sale. And then we'll have one more third to go. Cheers, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me this holiday. Happy holidays. Oh, I don't know how anybody could drink this all the time. Shit. Okay, I have about a third left. That might be enough for me. Woo! Bravo to all of you this year. If you made it through the pandemic, if you made it through the inflation, if you made it through just everything this year, cheers to you. Congratulations to you. It's been one hell of a year, hasn't it? I hope all of you ended on a good note. I hope you did. I did. I ended on an aggressive note, a warrior note, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Sometimes you gotta acknowledge your true nature. My true nature, I like fighting. A good partner for me, in my drunken stupor as I'm thinking about this, a good partner for me would be somebody who actually is a fighter professionally, because I would be a very good coach to such a person. I find it on a daily basis myself. When I was younger, I was an athlete, but I would do well with somebody who is a coach or an athlete themselves. I was thinking about that just now. All right, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to use the restroom. We're going to step outside for a bit, and then I'm going to come back, stuff these jalapenos, which I'm taking forever to do. And then I'll come back and let's see how these. Oh, this looks delicious. Oh my God. I might turn the heat down a little bit. I think I do. Wait, just do that. Turn the heat down to about 370. Let's turn the bit on. I mean, they might be ready. I think that they are about ready. Let's see. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. We'll give it about 5 more minutes. By the time I come inside, that chicken's going to be ready, and I guess jalapenos will be round too. Isn't that interesting? Because I was just like messing around for so long. But productively. Right back. All right, we are back. Welcome to Alexandra Mayers Live. If you are just now joining tonight, your real host tonight is Miss Cream Cheese, if she's still here. I think she is. I don't know, but I think she is. So we're going to go ahead and stuff these jalapeno poppers. But what we're definitely going to do is take these chicken breasts out of the oven. Oh, it smells so good. It could be my drunken stupor. Ignore the burnt part around because that's the cheese. But look. Yes. That's Alexandra Mayers cooking. So we got that accomplished. We accomplished something tonight. But now, and we're going to pan this down so that y'all can see. And to everyone who joined me tonight, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it more than you know. Helps to aid my loneliness to a degree. All right, so we're going to stuff these jalapeno poppers, and I have way too much stuffing, I think, than I need. Tastes good. All right, so we already coated this base with a little olive oil and whatnot. We're just going to be a little OCD about it. One. Yes. And I'll tell you, if you are some sort of a streamer in the Texas area, you want to collaborate, I would love to cook for you. I really would. As long as you're not a weirdo connected to a lot of this weirdness that I've been contending with. I'm just not down with the hate. I'm really not. Oh my god, this is gonna be so good. I'm gonna top this with the breadcrumbs, and they're Italian style breadcrumbs. Oh my gosh, they're gonna be so good. No problem, Biddy. No problem at all. I got your back, you got my back. We are good as gold. We're just stuffing these jalapeno shells. This Mixture. I have too much mixture. What am I going to do with the rest of it? I have to do something with it. You know what? I'll figure it out for tomorrow. I'll cover it. Actually, I'll put it in a Tupperware container, and we'll figure it out for another time. Okay. I'll show you. Well, let me put the breadcrumbs on it. That's imperative. Oh, where did it go? Breadcrumbs. Oh, over here. Oh, well, Booty, that makes me feel so. You have no idea how. Okay, Booty, I gotta put that on the screen. I gotta put that on the screen. I feel the same way. And maybe we did like in some sort of a previous lifetime or something. I don't discount that. I mean, the internet is basically taking us into the fourth and fifth dimension if you really want to, you know, get down and dirty about it. Maybe in some other lifetime or something, we knew each other or something. Because I sure as hell love talking to you. And you've been more supportive to me than really much of anyone has been. And I appreciate it more than you'll ever know. It's how life goes at times. But I'm happy that you've been here for me. Again, I would. You need to do something to where I can give you that donation back. I want to do something to where I can give you that donation back because, if anything, I should be giving you a donation, not the other way around. I just have so much fun, and I've been so appreciative of those who have been appreciative of me. All right, so here's what we're looking at. All right. We're going to pop these in the oven at I'm going to make it 375. 375, I think 15 minutes really should suffice. Because everything's already kind of cooked when it comes to that. They don't have to cook like too much. But I have this, I have like so much extra stuffing, which really I could just eat it. Let's see what it tastes like. Mmm. Could use a little salt. I could use a little salt. But that's okay because we can use it for. I have an extra bell pepper in the fridge. So, and you know, they say that you shouldn't eat too much salt anyway. But, I'm just eating a couple bites now because it's good. But what we'll do, we'll store the stuffing for tomorrow, or maybe even late tonight or early in the morning. I could scramble it with some eggs because we got rid of those extra eggs that we had. You know what, Booty? You don't have to do any more for me. For me, the emotional support means everything. That's why I like GANVAL so much, because GANVAL's about emotional support. When it comes to somebody like me, I'm not wealthy or anything. I have what I need in my life. Let me pan this thing up. I have what I need. You know, I was saying that I'm going into like Oprah mode. And I'm not joking when I say that. How can I make this better? I'm not joking. I'm going into Oprah Winfrey mode because what else am I going to do? Oh, so. I know why. Let's put this. Where's this? Okay. There. Straighten it up. Come on. Straighten up. Straighten up. We're good now. Well. That's about right. Okay. We're normal now. Let me show you the chicken. I think I showed it to you, but I think maybe you're away. Let me present it nicely then. I like to present things well, so I'll do it on a dark plate. I'll show you one of the chicken breasts. I have your preheat oven. This is, here it is. Turned out pretty nice. I'm going to eat it. I have one for later. I will taste test. You know what? The only thing this chicken needs is a sauce. And I just put it in the refrigerator. That's all it needs. This. So, being that I have another piece over here, we'll save it for later. But we'll save half of this, what's in the bowl, for later. And I guess if you're looking to gain weight, which I know a lot of you women are not looking to do, but if you were, so we'll save the rest of this for the other piece of chicken for another time. Late tonight, tomorrow, whenever it is I choose to eat it, whatever. It does need a little salt. It definitely does. So we're going to add a little salt. And look, if you're on a certain health plan, you don't need extra salt, but I do. I love a bit of salt. It makes all the difference. Not too much, but enough. So, mm, here's what the dish really should look like. There. Am I close enough? Probably not. We'll do like a little panorama. Yeah. I'll take a picture for the Instagram. Make it look nice. That egg mixed in with it really made a difference. As far as holding it together, that's surprising. Egg is interesting. Mm. I mean, to eat this, you would have to be somebody who enjoys chives, onion, the taste of garlic, considering the garlic, salt, mushrooms, a bit of cream, jalapeno. I can taste the jalapeno throughout the chicken. Mm. It's quite good. But I'll tell you, my family, I am not the talented chef. The talented chef in my family is my sister. She embodies the true artistry of cooking. With me, I'm just hungry. I'm a middle-aged, hungry old biddy. Well, part of it, I have a purple light. I try to make my surrounding look nice. I have a little purple light. It's a little too bright, actually. I'm going to point it that way. I have a little purple light over here. It's an LED light. I can make it any color I want. But I try. But I feel like if I'm going to come on here and I'm going to talk to y'all and I'm going to be entertaining, I got to do it right. Mm, this worked out well. So probably not tonight, but maybe tomorrow night, I'll put the actual recipe for what I did today, if I can remember it at least, into the description of this video. That way you guys can know how to make it yourself. It won't be exact because I don't measure anything out. I go with my intuition, but I try. And this turned out really well. The breadcrumbs on the chicken. Mm. But yeah, I think I accidentally threw away that little 1/3 or 1/4 of a portion of cream cheese I had. I was like, where did it go? And I did not chop up fresh garlic to go with this. I chopped up fresh onion, but not fresh garlic. I would recommend chopping up fresh garlic to go with this recipe. I use garlic salt. One of my favorite things to add, garlic salt. I added some onion salt, adding a little table salt, just regular Morton salt at the end definitely made a big difference. Not everybody needs salt, but with me, I need a little something. I like salt. You could probably do the same recipe with, if you had like a giant portobello mushroom, you could do it if you're like a vegetarian. Well, bon appetit to you too, buddy. Bon appetit to you too. I'll show y'all how much I eat so far. Quite a bit. I'm a pig. And this was great. That's the thing about cooking. I mean, it can be some work, but the end result makes it all worthwhile. Mmm, just does. So I have a piece of chicken for later, which is great. I'm going to put it in this little container over here. Get it off the foil. Let it cool down. So here's going to be, I guess, my lunch for tomorrow. And that extra bit of stuffing is just going to be like the sauce. Guess it was an extra after all. But you do got to keep in mind, when you cook the way that I cook, you are ingesting a lot of calories. So try to go for a walk or something after you eat, or in the morning, some. Well, I try to clean up as I go. Well, let's not forget about these jalapeno poppers, which are going to be a snack for later. They look almost ready, not quite. Not quite. Not quite. You know, whether you have a dishwasher or you got a hand wash, just clean up as you go. It makes a big difference. I like to keep everything kind of compartmentalized. I did. Well, I don't know the extent of it, Biddy, but it doesn't surprise me. Oh, because it's been a long time coming, and they've been watched. There's been people who have given them guides as far as what you do versus what you don't do. And they didn't want to listen. Arrogance, pure arrogance. So I'm not surprised. And it's people who are like the desktop streamers who are egging them on more than anybody. I've documented it. And I'm like, why are you going to listen to somebody who doesn't even leave their house? But they do. In the name of donation, it's like if you want money, you can get money on your own. It doesn't need to be from putting yourself at risk. Not like that. That's why you gotta be careful with where your money comes from. The knives away. I knew something was gonna happen with JJ. He's too much of a follower, and he shouldn't be. He should be more of a leader. All right, I'm gonna take these jalapeno poppers out. Yeah, great. All right. So here's the jalapeno poppers. Jalapeno halves. Yes. And we're done. We are done cooking for tonight. Finished up at a reasonable hour, 8:30. He shouldn't have shaved his head. He's the one out of all of them who I think is the most artistically talented. I think I've made my thoughts clear on that. But he has to believe in himself. Let me show them to you again. It's a little spoiled. Kind of obstructed the view. You know, if I'm on a plate, I don't have to, but I will for you. This cream cheese. Ooh, they're hot. Let me get my little tongs. Storm anyway. camera doesn't want to come up. This is probably the best one. And if I wanted to be fancy, I would chop up some fresh chives and put them on there. That's what they look like. I'll put a picture on Instagram. So I'll probably only eat one of these tonight. The rest, if I eat any more, it's going to be not healthy. Put this on the bottom. All right. So we cooked tonight. We discussed things tonight. We had a good night, didn't we? We had a fun night. We had Alexandra Mayers live night. Well, you know what? Maybe one day there'll be Alexandra Mayers Houston living. Because that's what tonight was. Alexandra Mayers Houston living. It's good living. Good living. No complaints. Not at this moment, at least. I love jalapeno. Didn't realize how much I did until this moment. But my main tip for tonight is if you choose to make the jalapeno poppers, the stuffed jalapenos, throw 1 or 2 eggs into that mixture. Don't cook it all the way. Not completely, but holds the ingredients together. And after you pop them in the oven at about 375 for about 20 minutes, delectable. Delicious. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you, Miss Cream Cheese, for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you, anyone else who came in here with good energy and with a good agenda and good intent. Anyone else? Rotten hell. But once more, I'm Alexandra Mayers of Alexandra Mayers Live, Cooking with Chat. Take care. Happy holidays.